Hi, I'm Vanessa Wishstar, intuitive medium, and this is an inside look into the psychic world. Number one is debunking the myth that we're all knowing. We're actually just human. I say we're human with headsets. So this isn't a gift specifically given to us. This is us practicing our intuitiveness. Everybody is intuitive. It's not something special. It's just something either we access it or we don't. Some people access it more because they've practiced, meaning they practiced of listening, tuning in. We also give messages and guidance from what we get from universal intelligence. That's what I call it. And it's just like at a doctor's office, it might seem like facts when they're telling you something that is occurring, but everything to me is an opinion. So they're giving you things that they know. And the same with psychics. They're giving it from their perspective. So any messages that come through, it's coming through from their perspective. So you basically just listen and basically suspend your judgment at that time. Number two, picking a psychic. Ooh, this is a good one. It's your job to tune in and listen to your gut. And if the reading turns sour, instead of blaming the situation, just try to go a little bit deeper and try to find the message that is trying to be delivered to you. Not every psychic is great. That's a big one. So it's just like doctors, lawyers, teachers, there's a whole varying police, law enforcement, anybody. There's variant types of people. So we don't judge, basically, any type of profession. We just try to use our own gut instinct of picking out who's going to resonate with us the best. Also, popularity doesn't say much. Number three is how we work. Psychics get their information in many different ways. It's usually the clairs, it's called, so clairvoyant, clairaudient, and so forth. We tune in and we basically suspend the mind's chatter so we can actually listen. And what we do is it's not listening through our ears, but it's listening to basically the thought forms before the story. So before a story unfolds, we're listening just prior to that. So it's the space in between. For me personally, I do get my messages from your guides, my guides. I do a short meditation before each reading that I do. I specialize in online readings, so I don't know anything about you that's purposeful. So the messages I get from your loved ones, it's almost like they're at a microphone. And usually there's a head speaker, and that person kind of funnels all the other information from everybody else. So that information then is in direct alignment with me, and I'm listening to that information. So I'm not trying to listen to basically a big party, because that's what it feels like for me. When we ask questions, it's basically we're trying to verify the information coming through, making sure we're hearing it correctly. Our goal is to give you validation. That's our primary goal. We want to give you as much validation as possible so you could definitely understand the messages that are coming through. And that also from your loved ones or whoever you're asking to show up. When we say that we hear the information coming through, like I said, it's not specifically through our ears. Sometimes it is, but it's usually more like they're talking on the phone, but it's in a different language and non-verbally, if that makes any sense. Also, when we do readings, it takes a lot of energy on our part. It's not as simple as, that information, the quote, all-knowing information is just super accessible and like we're hiding it or something, or we could just like push a button and poof, it's there. We really have to align our vibration. So what we're doing is we're basically raising our vibration almost it's like a meditative state. Even though we're sitting here talking to you, live. And we're raising our vibration high enough, and then let's say it's a loved one that's coming through, they're lowering their vibration so they're way more dense, like how we are in body. And we basically meet in the middle. So a lot of times when, we have to go in address our clients' questions and all that kind of stuff, it gets a little hectic because we're trying to go back and forth of basically being, a dense body vibration, and then at the same time, a very light, I would say higher vibration, higher frequency vibration. So it is quite challenging, and it's actually very exhausting to do that in the physical body. Okay, number 4, what we don't do. We don't research you. Oh my goodness. This would be exhausting. Even if we tried, it would be next to impossible. A lot of times there's no way that we could research you because the information that comes through isn't stuff that's researchable. I don't know what your grandmother's teddy bear looked like. Nothing online, or nobody else would know that. So I definitely, for me personally, and a lot of other psychics, when we're tuning in, we're actually asking them, meaning let's say your loved ones, to give us information that nobody else knows. So that's why it ends up being weird stuff, stuff where you're like, who cares about my grandmother's teddy bear? But that's why. It's usually stuff that's just so odd. We're just trying to get validation for you guys to connect. A good psychic never, ever reads you on your personality or demeanor. A lot of people usually think, oh, well, they know I'm married, or they know I'm not married because I didn't have a wedding ring on. Or, they know I have a dog because I had dog hair on my black pants. I mean, sure, if some psychics may, but like I said, the good psychics, they're not doing that. For me, I do online psychics. I don't even know who the person is. I don't know what they look like. So it's just, that's the thinking mind. That's the rational mind. That's the mind trying to justify. Try not to use that mindset when you are in a reading, because it really depletes the energy and the energetic field. Number 5, speaking of which, skeptics, or as most people think, rational thinking. When you go to a psychic and you're basically playing skeptic, you're dimming your own light, and you're basically really densing your vibration. And that's really hard, because basically it's making us play a tug of war with you, because we're trying to raise your vibration while our vibration is, at a higher frequency. And it's a pain in the ass. I know a lot of skeptics are afraid of having the wool pulled over their eyes. And if you really want to be smart, then be open, be aware, allow what's happening to occur. Don't suspend your judgment in that moment. You could judge later. You could go and, justify, whatever your thoughts are later. But in that moment, be as present as you possibly can. That would be very beneficial for you and what is occurring of the psychic's information that's coming through. Skepticism is an insecurity, essentially not wanting to be a fool and not wanting to be wrong. Yet one doesn't have a good sense of judgment when you're defensive. So the best skeptic is being awake and present. That's all you have to do. You don't have to judge it. You just have to be awake and present. Number 6, beliefs. Don't try to match your beliefs with your psychics. Everyone's allowed to believe whatever they choose to, and you don't have to have the same beliefs as your psychic. Don't use your religion to justify what we're doing is wrong. It's just plain rude. Quote, I don't believe in what you do, I believe in Jesus, end quote. That's like saying that I don't believe in Jesus, or if I didn't believe in Jesus, that's wrong. That's none of your business. We all have our own personal different beliefs, and let that be exactly as it is. Be kind and respect another's beliefs, just as I do for you. And what we do is, it's not a witch hunt. I'm not going to be labeled with a letter A or a P for psychic, and be tried by your own disbeliefs. If you don't believe in what we do, that's totally okay. But I would appreciate respect given. Psychics don't need to be saved, and they don't need to believe in your savior. As I said before, we're all different, and that's okay. That's a good thing. Number 7, what not to ask. Don't ask a psychic for advice unless you want to hear what they get unaltered. Sometimes they answer intuitively, sometimes just as a friend. Just like asking your doctor friend about your knee problems. They more than likely won't say, just go see a doctor. They're your friend. They're going to try to help you in some way or shape or form. Dinner parties are a different situation. Also, what not to ask is don't ask when you're going to die. First of all, you change. So constantly you're changing, you're constantly evolving. And that, let's say, there's no real death date. There's times of when, things are going to transform. Your life is going to change. Especially in astrology, you can tell a lot of that. But in, asking a psychic when you're going to die is irrelevant because time is irrelevant. Also, don't ask a psychic what the lottery numbers are. If we knew them point blank, we would definitely be playing first. Number 8, everything the psychic says is wrong. Don't disregard what you don't understand. When you shut down, that's what's wrong. So it's like you're a bunny rabbit eating on the energetic wires and you're crunch, 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 crunch. Instead, we want you to perk up your ears and listen to the messages that are coming through. Take the personality of the psychic and put it aside. Just listen to what's coming through. Chances are you're also not listening. I'm not talking about listening through the ears. I'm talking about listening through your openness of your heart, so your vulnerability. And usually when you're in the judgment of thinking that what they're saying is wrong, you don't get any of it, it's because you really don't get it, and you're not hearing the undercurrent of what's occurring. Number 9, how to open yourself for a great reading. Trust that whatever unfolds, even with a crappy psychic, there's a message there. Go beyond the personality and be expansive. Be aware. It's not just the psychic's job. It's also yours. You play an equal part in it. So being as open as you can will facilitate a great reading. But don't open all your personal history to them. Your job is to listen and let them do the talking. That's their job. Yet validate when they do have a touchdown. This also isn't the time to play CIA to test their validity, as it blocks the energy coming through. Have faith that your connection is real and you don't need a psychic to do it. All the psychic is doing is showing you that it's possible. Thanks for tuning in. I will be offering classes, so for more information, go to my website, www.vanessawishstar.com. Thanks so much and have a great day.